Welcome to the Ange TV Show. If you click this video, it's probably because there's breaking news, or you're tuning in for my daily briefing. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There's 3 ways you can support the Ange TV Show. Visit our merch store at the Ange TV Show on Teespring and purchase merch now. Or you could send a super chat. And finally, you could become a member of this glorious channel by hitting the join button at the bottom of the video. Alright guys, enjoy the show. What's up guys? We are live! Welcome to the Ange TV Show guys. It is Thursday, which means I have another special, very special guest for you guys. He's an Instagram influencer, he's a comedian, he's a personal friend of mine, and now also a coworker. And not to mention, guys, he's my mentor, Mr. Nick Messina.
And what's up, man?
What's up, Nick? How are you, buddy?
Very good, very good. Yourself, un bel applause, Ange. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a signature clap. It's called the Ange clap.
The Ange clap. How do you do it again? Show me.
Like this. Hey!
Hey! Like that.
Yeah. So, Nick, introduce yourself to the viewers for us.
Well, introduce myself. Well, my name is Nick Messina, as many of you know. Started a persona about 6 years ago on Instagram, but even more so back in 2014, called Sicilian di Montreal. I'm 40 years old. 40 years old already. Live in RDP. I'm husband and father of 2 beautiful girls.
Awesome.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, worked my life in the transportation industry. I used to work at Bombardier. Then I worked as a car salesman. And now I'm working in the transport department at the MUHC with you, man.
Yeah, and you used to work at Audi. That's right.
Yeah, my car years were basically 4 years at Desource Chrysler. So Chrysler, Fiat, Dodge, Ram automobiles, and 2 years in Audi recently, a dealership here not too far.
Nice. Seriously, thank you very much for coming, Nick. We have Alessia Piccolino in the building. We have Jackson Bourne as well. Brandon Santilli, Erica. Guys, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for coming.
A big hello to everyone who's watching us live tonight. Thank you for tuning in, the Ange TV Show.
There you go. We're just getting started over here, guys. So, listen, Nick, I want to know. I never asked you this question, even at work or any time.
Yeah.
But I want to know, how is it growing up in a Sicilian household? Okay, I think this is a question you get a lot. Is it strict? Is it fun? Like, what's the story over here?
Yeah, man, that's a very good question. I mean, growing up in a Sicilian household means you got to avoid objects flying at you, like mama's takin or jabat. Wooden spoons, a lot of screaming, a lot of disciplining. And then again, in my case, what happened is that having lost my dad at a young age, my dad passed away when I was 4 years old.
Sorry.
My mom had to kind of go back to work. She had, expenses, and she had me to raise and so on and so forth. So I was mainly raised by, my grandparents / my mom. And living upstairs, my grandparents' house, I used to come down often, and I used to do that. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, growing up in a Sicilian household, I strongly believe is like growing up in an Italian household, because after all, Sicilians are Italian, right?
Exactly.
But there's something about the Sicilian culture, about respecting, your parents, making sure that you're home at a certain time. Not lying to your parents. I mean, definitely, these are things that you find commonly in an Italian household.
For sure.
But I believe it's whatever you see growing up Italian, but like times 5 or times 10, depending on how strict your parents or your grandparents are. In my case, my grandparents played a big role in my upbringing. So obviously, this is why I have a bit of a mentality the way I have today, all about respect and doing what's right and doing what's good. Even though, I lose my shit too every once in a while, right? That's what growing up Sicilian is all about. We lose our shit very easily. So, a lot of that, Sundays, eating together, family time, sitting at the table. And you better make sure that you're sitting at the table at 6 o'clock, or else you're in big trouble.
Without the phone.
Yeah, well, back in the day, the
Yeah.
phone, calling the telephone, back in the day. So it is what it is. You know, we had the rotary phone back in the day, and a guy who came out of the house at 6 o'clock. Between 6 and 7, nobody used to call the house, because if they did, forget it. They used to get, you know, my grandfather used to get really pissed, you know. So family time, very sacred, you know, and basically respect. A big chunk of it was respect.
Mm-hmm. And you know, Nick, unfortunately, I don't really talk a lot of Sicilian. I can just say Benjume and a couple of things.
Yeah.
I would love to pick it up, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm Barez and Napolitan, but you know what I mean? One day, maybe I'll pick it up, definitely.
Well, already you're with Barez, so stick with that, bro, because it's hard enough.
Exactly. If you can speak Barez, you can speak whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, if you speak Barez, might as well speak Chinese at this point. No offense to the Chinese, but it's a very complex language. So, yeah.
It is. Yeah. So one thing people have to understand, you see, I just realized that, is that a lot of the jokes, the Sicilian jokes, it was from with your grandmother, right? Because
everything I do today, everything I act out today is me growing up. It's basically me reliving my childhood years. Okay. Me reliving my grandmother losing her shit. Me reliving my grandfather losing his shit. You know, the expressions, the gestures, having friends over. My grandfather used to have his friends over sometimes. And just the way the mannerisms were, the hand gestures, the movements, the expressions, you know, definitely something that, you know, that reflects in my day-to-day, you know, not only just posts, but even the videos that I do as well. It's just me reliving my childhood years and how I grew up with my grandparents and my mom as well. My mom, too, being a little bit more new school Sicilian. Okay. But there's always a bit of, you know, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So whatever my grandparents did, my mom kind of does nowadays too. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And what about schooling, Nick? What kind of schooling background do you have?
Well, schooling background, between me and you, I never really liked school. That's one thing that I gotta admit. I think, you know, the background that I have in schooling is basically, yes, I do have my high school diploma. I do have a background in aircraft electrical assembly, which is my first career that I did back at Bombardier. So I have a they call it a DEP. So I have a programme. It's a diplôme d'études professionnelles, if you want. The rest of the stuff, basically, it's a lot of street smarts combined with school stuff, and you know, like everything that I learned in the automotive industry, I kind of, you know, carried it over with me. But my schooling basically is that I did college basically for about one semester. I learned to play Brisk 500. I know it's maybe embarrassing to say, but you know, nowadays your level of schooling is something that's very important. I believe more important today than it was maybe, I don't know, 20 years ago. But schooling was always important, in my opinion. It's just something that I know that I could have been better. It's just something that I never kind of really pushed myself or kicked myself in the ass much enough to
and you regret that.
Yeah, exactly. But my mom was a very influential person in my life, you know, when it came to school, you know, and making sure I did my homework and all that other stuff. This is obviously talking elementary and high school, you know. But some of the most memorable years of my life were high school. And, you know, my elementary school as well was very tough. You know, obviously having lost my dad when I was 4 years old. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, school is very important. Make sure you guys stay in school, and you know, study hard because it pays off. Am I proud of what I am today? Yes. Could I maybe have done more in terms of schooling? Yes. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. This is where I am today. So I'm proud of what I'm doing today. I'm happy to be working at the hospital as well. I believe it's you know, it's a very good paying job. It has good benefits at the end of the day, and you know, making a difference in someone's life, for me, it's very rewarding.
For sure. I want to give a quick shout out to Sabrina Arcaro. She's in the building, and also Talking with Sash. Thank you for coming by.
What's up?
Like I said, guys, we have a long way to go. We have Nick here. Listen, this is words of wisdom right here, guys, you know. And I just want to say something too, guys. You know, I had written a quote on my Instagram about never forgetting your roots, okay? And always reminding the people that got you there that they got you there. And you're one of those guys, Nick, and I hope you realize that. I'm sure you realize by now and everything, but you've been a mentor for me with my start on social media. So I want to thank you 1,000 times for that.
It's
And
my pleasure.
you know what, Nick? Today, somebody came up to me, another YouTuber, and said, "You know what, Ange? She commented on my quote, and she's like, "You are a mentor to me, and I'm really happy.
You
I'm
see?
really I learned from you, and now I have people coming to my show and this, that, whatever." And I literally, Nick, the first thing I wanted to do was cry, but we had to do the show right now. It just happened.
It's
Um,
actually very you kind of make me want to cry because
yeah.
go continue. I'm gonna
So
elaborate on that.
I just wanted to say that, like, 1,000 thank yous. Everybody else, you know who you are, right? There's a lot of other people that did influence me and
Yeah,
push me to do it.
yeah.
So thank you, everybody else. You know who you are. I don't even have to say it. But you want to continue on that, Nick, or do you want to get to the next question?
Well, basically, just briefly talking about mentor, and you just said it yourself. You know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? But does everyone else know who you are? Yes or no? And this is
Right.
what I find is the blockage for a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that feel that they want to start an Instagram page or they want to start a social media account, is that we know who we are as people. We know we're very aware of our own identity, but sometimes we don't know the potential that we may have on other people. So basically, it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with me. Is that I'll do something because I like it. I'll do something because I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll kind of go out of my comfort zone, but you don't realize the impact that you can have on someone else's life.
Yeah.
And this for me is probably the most rewarding thing when it comes to doing social media. And look, here we are today, discussing together. And
Mm-hmm.
and I remember you kind of mentioned it to me a while back, but now that you're telling me again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very, very humbled to hear that I played such an important role in your social media life and what you're
Yeah.
doing right now, which is great.
Yeah. So, like I said before, I was very, very well. I started off being really social as a kid up until I graduated. Then, I kind of hunkered down. Literally, my Instagram picture was me in the bathroom. You know those like pictures with the mirror, like
With
about maybe 2 years ago. So
bathroom selfie.
there you go. So I came a long way. So I'm proud of that and everything. So, like I said, thanks again, Nick, and you know.
An applause to you, my friend.
Thank you. So I want to know, Nick, how did your passion for comedy start? Was it at a very young age, or did you just wake up one morning at like 25 and say, you know what, I want to do a comedy?
Uh, passion for comedy. Wow, that's a very good question. I believe that everyone has it in them to
Mhm.
kind of be a little bit funny or kind of think they're funny.
Okay.
In my case, it's something that started since I was a kid, I guess. And having gone through what I went through as a child, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I lost my dad when I was 4. So I
Yeah.
kind of felt like as if I had to grow up and fast. I saw so many things around me that were different from what I was going through. Being my own. Me and my mom were basically my family, comprised of 2 people, whereas everyone else around you had a family of 3, 4, 5 people, brothers, sisters, something that I never really got to experience. So I find myself making fun of things in life and in my everyday to-day life
Yeah.
to make myself laugh, because there was some days where I would be frustrated or I would be mad at myself or I would be mad for certain situations. And like I said, a lot of stuff goes on in between your 2 years, right? A lot of
Yeah.
stuff, sometimes the mental health and whatnot. And I'm not going to say that, I had a bad, such a bad childhood, which I didn't.
Okay.
But there was something about me making fun of things and making fun of situations. And I know that sometimes it's not nice to make fun of things or to make fun of people or situations
There's
or
a
stuff.
line, and sometimes you don't cross it.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
exactly, there's a line, and you shouldn't cross that line. But I believe the thing that really inspires me in terms of comedy is finding myself laughing at my own things. And I
Yeah.
kind of say to myself, well, if I find this funny and I'm laughing at myself, then there has to be someone else that's going to laugh at it as well. So I
Yeah.
guess that's what kind of started the whole Sicilian de Montreal thing, with the whole comedy, the comedic side, and the funny side of things. And hey, comedy isn't for everyone, right?
No,
Sometimes
it's
people
not.
get offended. Sometimes people find you funny. Sometimes people will turn around and say, "You made my day." And sometimes people will turn around and say, that's not funny, that's not nice, it's maybe derogatory or
To each
whatnot.
his own. Some people
But
find things funny, some people don't.
to each his own. And I believe I have a sense of humor somewhat. And if someone else has a sense of humor or shares in my sense of humor or can relate to my sense of humor, then hey, you're a comedian on its own. Anybody could be a comedian nowadays.
Yeah, but anybody who tries it, like, I just want to say this, make it clear. Anybody who steps on a stage, has a microphone, and does a 10, even 15-minute skit, to me, in my heart, it's like respect.
All I gotta say is oof to that, because it's one thing to do something with a phone in the comfort of your home, in your comfort zone, and then it's another thing taking what you kind of grew up with and kind of post, you know, as a meme and telling it like a joke in front of an audience and not kind of getting if they're gonna get it or if they're gonna how they're gonna react. And that, my friend,
and it's in real time.
Quelle so cazzo da cacao, yo, like they say.
We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about you trying stand-up, because what I want to say basically, Nick, is that at a certain point, correct me if I'm wrong, but people approach to say, hey, Nick, you know, you do those Instagram things, but, you know, can you do stand-up comedy? Because everybody does it. Can you do it? I'm sure that came along at some point, right?
Yeah, I did actually. This was back in the day. I had just started. It was not too long. I started working as a car salesman over at Chrysler, and I get a special visit from a guy from Toronto, which was Giuseppe the MC, and he was the guy that basically kind of took me out of my comfort zone and said, "Hey, I'm doing a show." He was doing like a tour, a world tour, and he goes, "You're gonna open my show for me," and that's where he kind of took me out of my comfort zone, and I was like, "Oh my God."
So that's how your relationship with Giuseppe started, because I saw that you guys have a good relationship.
That's how the relationship pretty much started. You know, back in the day, messaging me back and forth, and I guess, you know, he reached out to me because he does kind of you know, the same same comedy, but he relates to his comedy with his parents, you know, which are Calabres. And he says, "Hey, well, I know a guy in Montreal, and your content is real and it's true. And you speak the dialect." He told me, he goes, "You speak the dialect very well." So one thing led to another. He goes, I want you to open my show for me." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And Leonardo da Vinci, I opened the show for him. There was 512 people in the audience.
Wow.
And let me tell you, it went better than I expected. Had I not mentioned to people that it was my first time on stage, I don't think nobody would have noticed. But let me tell you, when my time was up on the stage, I was like, what a weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that for sure. Yeah,
it felt so good. Like it felt good. I felt good about it.
Yeah. So now you have your comedy and you have the Sicilian de Montreal. It started before Instagram, Sicilian de Montreal, right?
Yeah, Sicilian de Montreal started way before Instagram. I started doing stuff on YouTube. And you know, and it's kind of, you know, my whole logo kind of started by mistake, where I went and see a guy. His name is Luciano, from Lucky Graphics. And it kind of sucks because we kind of don't talk anymore. You know, things happen. But I owe a lot to that guy, because he actually was the person. I went and see him once. I had my 2007 Acura TSX, and I says, I want to put, you know, Montreal Canadiens logos all over my car. It was like the playoffs, right? I'm a bit of a crazy guy for that. And one thing led to another, and he says, "Hey, you know your stuff you do on YouTube with your Sicilian and your this and your that." He goes, "When you come back and I finish your car," he goes, "I have something to show you." He goes, "I'm going to send it to you." So I barely had the chance to turn the corner. I get a text message. It was something quick. He sends me an image via text, and it was my logo, Sicilian de Montreal.
Wow.
And I was like blown away. I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," you know?
So you fell in love with the logo, the design.
Yeah, the logo, the design, Sicilian de Montreal logo. It was him that did it. It was Lucky Graphics.
Interesting.
And Luciano Masciotra. If he ends up seeing this live, man, I want to thank the guy once again. Even though, you know, along the lines we kind of lost contact, which I get, but I owe a lot to him, because he's the one that created the logo. And ever since then, I said to myself, you know what? If I'm gonna do something with this, let me just start and go ahead and do something. Because for the longest time, my profile picture on Instagram was actually my face, and then I changed it over to my logo. But just recently, I put it back to my face again, because now I kind of figure everybody knows my logo, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of like to put a face with the persona, the character, and so on and so forth. But my journey on Instagram basically started I believe it was 2014. So it's been quite a few years now.
Okay, and what was your first post on Instagram?
Oh, my first post was actually see, that's the thing with Instagram is that I installed it. Okay. And then I said to myself, what is this stupid app, like liking pictures and stuff? I found no use to it, so I deleted it, right?
Really?
And I only went back on it after maybe a couple of months. And one of my first posts, which kind of like, I would say went viral or not, but one of my first posts was in Florida. I was running on the beach. Okay. Actually, I wasn't running on the beach, but I was on the beach, and I see people in the morning running on the beach in Florida. And I'm saying to myself, like, Jesus, like, you're on vacation. You really need to exercise on vacation. But anyway, I get it. So as I was seeing these people running on the beach, they're obviously gasping for air, and you're running on the stupid sand, and it's kind of hard. And you see them doing like all these faces, right? So I did a video, and I was wearing a freaking polo shirt. I had like a Lacoste polo. Okay. On the beach, okay, that's how much I don't show my body and stuff. So I did a video. Basically, I'm running on the beach, and I said, "Stiamo correndo pa spiaggia. Ora vede se mi cala sta panza. Ora vedemo se mi cala sta panza." Right? Yeah. And that was basically it. And then I continued running, and I was like, and I was doing that face. So that was basically one of my first posts. But the one post that really like took off for me was the whole lawnmower post when it was snowing in April. We got like a snowstorm in April. Today actually would have been a good day for that as well. Yeah, it started snowing today. At a certain point, there's only so much you can repost it, right? So my lawnmower video actually was crazy. It was aired on CBC News. Frank Cavallaro posted it on his weather segment back. And he's becoming a politician, eh? Yeah, exactly. It was also aired on the radio. Freeway Frank and Natasha Gargiulo actually aired it, the audio of it on the radio too. So the lawnmower video, I would say, was the video that like kind of got me known. Yeah, blew it up, pumped it up, whatever you want to say. So, you got your Instagram going. Did it come easy, the followers, or did it take a few time to get it rolling? The followers, for anyone, I believe, doesn't come easy. Okay. I just kept doing my thing. I was just doing my thing. I never once bugged anyone, like my thing, comment on my stuff, share my video. Never. I was never one to tag people. I don't even think you could have tagged people back in the day when we started with Instagram. So I just said, you know what? This is what I'm doing. This is my thing. Let me do my thing. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, like that was basically my thing. I says, you know what? This is my thing. Let me do it. Let me just work with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But the followers come naturally. The followers come gradually. And I believe because I started when I started, that now Instagram, you have people that first started back in the day that have like 40,000 followers today, and it is what it is. But I mean, consistency is what is the name of the game, I guess. Sure. I don't have to post every day, but I post my stories lately. I've been like through the roof the past year. I gotta admit. Yeah. But I mean, at a certain point, it's a lot of it is word of mouth, So hey, did you see this guy? Did you see this guy? Did you see this guy? It is word of mouth for sure. Suggestions. So that's it. But the followers, to grow your followers on Instagram is not easy. It's not easy. No. It could be easy, but we'll talk about that later. Exactly. We have a lot to talk about with the last. After all the questions, guys, I'm just letting you know we have a topic that we're just gonna rip it. We're just gonna. Me and Nick, we've been talking about this a bit before the interview, and also we want to talk about it a bit. So I think it's interesting to talk about. Now, you have your Instagram. You have people that like you, but you also have people that maybe don't agree with what you're doing, people that are offended. You know what I mean? Like, so what do you say to the people? Like, how do you handle negative criticism of your content? It's very simple. Negative criticism is something that a lot of us are facing nowadays, especially on Instagram, especially social media for that matter, especially with what's going on in the pandemic. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone all of a sudden became a doctor. Everyone all of a sudden became a medical expert, and everyone all of a sudden became a comedian expert too. But comedy is a form of stereotyping. Comedy is a form of making fun of things. Comedy is a form of, I probably wouldn't say I probably wouldn't say racism, but a bit it is there.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously because of the stereotype that kind of makes it borderline. But I mean,
Yeah.
you know, comedy makes people laugh, you know, and it's kind of, if someone can relate to what you're saying,
Hmm.
then they'll find it funny.
Yeah.
But if someone doesn't relate to what you're saying, or if someone finds something, you know, maybe derogatory or out of line, yeah, they'll get offended and they'll criticize. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's people that are gonna like what you do. There's people that are gonna be like meh about what you do, and there's people that are gonna hate what you do.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, if they're talking, it's because you did your job, right?
You're
As a
doing something
comedian.
good.
Yeah, exactly. But criticism is very simple. You know, sometimes I get DMs, you know, very nasty DMs, and I'm just like,
Okay.
hey, if you don't like it, just, you know, change the channel. If you're watching TV at home and you don't like what you're watching on television, change the freaking channel. It's very simple.
Yeah.
But it's funny, these people that are criticizing you are the same ones that are going to follow you. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, are you really doing something all that bad? Or is it maybe jealousy at the end of the day? Because jealousy too is a very, very big factor on social media. So,
Yeah.
you know, in some cases, do I have to block people? Yeah, I'll block them. Because you know what I say to myself? If you're going to criticize my content, well, all I'm trying to do is making people laugh and being myself,
Hmm.
then you don't deserve to laugh. Because just because I pissed you off on Tuesday,
Yeah.
but you're going to laugh on Friday, but because I pissed you off on Tuesday, you're going to talk to me about it and really be nasty about it, then
Yeah.
guess what? Come Friday, you don't deserve to laugh, so I'm going to block you. Very simple.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
there's a lot of reasons. Okay, so you really enlightened me in this one. You're enlightening me on this subject. There's a lot of reasons why people say things and do things, and you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Some of it could be jealousy. They just don't like what you're wearing that day. They don't like what you said that day. They don't like
Yeah.
your political view.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in there, and you know, like you said, you got to learn to be like, you know what? It's a viewer. At the end of the day, it's a viewer. You know, you respect everybody's opinions, good or
Yes,
bad.
to a certain extent. But if you're gonna go out and bash me and you're gonna be that rude and that mean, then I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You don't deserve to even look at my shit. You know, I'm sorry. That is what it is. And I find everyone nowadays finds it so easy to hide behind the camera. You know, to hide behind your computer
Yeah.
screen, to hide behind your phone. Look, I'm actually behind my phone right now, and I'm not wearing any pants. So you know, no, I'm kidding. But you get
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
beauty of this.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. So,
Yeah.
you know, if people find it so easy to bash someone on social media, then why don't you bash me to my face when you see me? You know what I mean? Or even
But-
better yet, don't even come and say hi, because I wouldn't even give you the time of day. You know what I mean?
And after the pandemic, there's gonna be a lot of beatings given. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you know it doesn't make sense over here that people they say stuff and wait till you see them in person. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't go about as, you know, giving beatings, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I hate fighting, I hate confrontation.
yeah,
But if I have to put someone in their place, I'll do it, right?
okay,
But it is what it is, guys. I mean, we all have our freedom to post what we
Yeah.
want.
Mhm.
Look, even now Instagram is banning some of the Instagram accounts. You know, they're
Oh,
censoring
yeah,
all
yeah,
kinds
yeah.
of stuff. Which, whatever. At a certain point, you know, if the news does a good job at scaring us and pissing us off,
yeah,
then we don't need other people doing the same thing on social media. Because social media is a place where you can come and share your ideas, share your thoughts, maybe have a little laugh,
Mhm.
you know, maybe, you know, unwind and stuff. But hey, everyone is entitled to their opinion. That's why it's
That's
called
right.
social media. So we're all responsible for what we post and our content. And at the end of the day, you know, if you're gonna post something because you want to post it, then go ahead. It's your account. But just, you know, be open to criticism.
There's
It's
repercussions. You know, like I
normal.
find.
Exactly.
I don't know if you found this, Nick, but well, maybe before I wasn't really in tune with social media before, but now people push the limits like every day. Like especially during the pandemic, it's all about how far can you go.
Like I said, you know, you can go as far as you want to go,
Mhm.
you know, but at a certain point, people will get fed up. So if you find yourself losing followers, then don't ask yourself why, because people will follow you because they love what you do. But if at a certain point you're always repeating yourself constantly, people are gonna get fed up and they're gonna turn around and say, "Well, why is this guy always posting the same stuff?" But at the end of the day, it's for with me, it's fine. I mean, it's your Instagram account. You can do
Yeah.
what you want to do. But sometimes even repeating stuff kind of can enlighten someone to see things in a different way. So
Yeah.
is there a good or a bad? It all depends on how you feel.
So
Like I
to
said, I
you,
could offend
yeah.
someone on Tuesday, but make them laugh on Thursday, right? So
So to you, it's like, you're putting spices on it. Like, you don't want to just have the same point all the time, all day, 6 stories about your same rant. You know what I mean? So it's also gotta be a surprise to the viewers too, right?
the beauty of the story is that you can tell someone how you're feeling that specific day, right?
Okay.
But you're not going to see me post all my stories as a post, or you're
Yeah.
not going to see my Instagram static posts as a story. Like, if I have a new post, I'll share it. Hey, new post. Or if I have a new video, I'll share it on my story. Hey, new story. Like, go check it out. But I'm not
Mhm.
going to take 10 pictures, okay, that I'm going to post on my Instagram page, and then take those 10 pictures and post them on my story. What content is that? You're just repeating the same thing. You understand?
Exactly.
So
Well, it's a really good point.
at the end of the day, no, I'm sorry. My stories are my stories. My posts are my posts.
Yeah. So Nick, you do Instagram, you do the short skits, but would you ever consider a career in acting?
Yes, I actually would, and I'm actually
Really?
surprised and shocked that to this point no one has approached me yet to say, "Hey, you want to star in a short movie or a play of some sorts?" I'm very, very, very shocked and surprised that
Wow.
after doing all this stuff, that no one's really approached me, and this is something that I find kind of weird. But nowadays, apparently, acting, you have to have
Actra.
yeah, you have to be part of some kind of thing,
A union.
union.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have like a publicist and all this bullshit.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
I'm 40 years old. I have a mortgage. I have a wife. I have kids. I mean, I have a job. I do this for fun. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you could make something out of something that you're having fun with, then why not? I just find it weird that no one's approached me. I did have people approach me back in the day, but you can tell when someone approaches you for their benefit and not really for your benefit, right?
Yeah.
So, people that approach you is because they need you, type of thing.
And
I
they have
was
nothing
never
to
one.
offer. Yeah.
Yeah, I was never one to chase after people. I'm not like that. This is me. This is who I am. You like it, give me a call. You don't like it, then I don't care. It's fine. But
And treat you with respect, right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, I would love to be consider an acting career, but at the end of the day, I mean, if no one reaches out to me and says, "Hey, let's do this, let's do that," then it is what it is. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do,
Yeah, to me, like I said, I'm not in the acting field, but I know people who are, and it's something that's like you gotta go get. You gotta go get, and it's like you need this ACTRA, and you apparently need to take these courses. It's a whole nother ballgame. But like I said, there's also like local stuff too, right?
It's very simple. I'm gonna tell you one thing, okay? To all the
Okay.
actors out there, to all the aspiring actors, okay?
Mhm.
Give me a break with these courses. You don't need to take courses to be an actor. Either you have it or you don't. It's very simple.
Yeah, I
Very
agree with you 100%. And like,
Hey, look, I'm gonna give you a good example, okay? Like Jim Carrey.
yeah,
Did he take courses to be an actor? I don't think so. Jim Carrey
grew up in a
how he
van.
is, right? A singer like Mariah Carey. Did you have to take, like, Mariah Carey is an Aries like me. Celine Dion, she's an Aries like me. People like that, and there's something about the Aries character that we're kind of special, if you want.
I'm an Aries too.
There you go. You see, we're entertainers, right? We're natural
Yeah.
born entertainers. So at the end of the day, don't give me this bullshit that you need to take a course to be an actor. Either you have it in you or you don't. Very simple.
And Will Smith, by the way, for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, had no acting experience when he went to the audition, by the way.
Exactly. Guys. Look at Will Smith today. Probably one of the most respected actors out there. So yeah, it says a lot. But
exactly,
it is what it is. But yeah, definitely acting career. Who knows? Yeah, that would be kind of cool, to be honest.
If it happens, if the opportunity's there, for sure,
Look, there was an opportunity in the past, but I noticed that it was an opportunity that would benefit the asker, and not the askee like myself. So then after, when you put a price and you say, "Yeah, you want me to be on your thing? Yeah, this is what I charge." Oh, but we don't pay. You don't pay. So then, that's
what it is. At the end of the day, if you want the quality, you gotta pay for it. It's for sure. Yeah.
It's not quality. I'm not gonna put myself. I'm not gonna tag myself and say, "Oh yeah, Nick Messina." Who is Nick Messina at the end of the day? I'm just a regular Joe Schmo guy. doing my job, doing my thing, trying to keep up, with everyday life. That's all I'm doing. And if I do something stupid on the side and I post it on Instagram and it makes you laugh, then hey, so be it.
Yeah. Raul said, we have a couple of questions here. Well, not questions, but like little, yeah, anyways. Would you ever consider an acting position in the Ange TV show, Ange Puppet Show? Because I'm starting a puppet show, by the way, guys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be an Ange and Friends show, and it's going to be a spin-off of my channel, and people like Raul are going to be the characters.
Dude, I'm up for it. I mean, hey.
You're up for it?
If you're going to find sponsors for your show,
yeah,
right? I'm all for it, man.
There you go. And we have voice actors and everything. It's a great idea.
We'll find one of those annoying Italian guys to come on.
There you go. And Vince, my dog, YT, said, I like the poster in the background. So he's talking about the thumbnail there. And also, Raul said, I respect you, Nick.
Hey, Raul. Always a pleasure, Raul.
So what advice can you give to an aspiring Instagram comedian like yourself, like a new rookie? What advice can you give him?
Look, in terms of the whole comedian thing, like I get it. I do I consider myself a comedian? Maybe yes, maybe no. A lot of people probably see me as a comedian. I'm not really out there like a comedian, like many of you know. But I what I do is kind of funny. So I guess you want to see it as some kind of comic relief or comedy if you want. But the one main advice that I can give to any aspiring Instagrammer, social media content creator, if you want, is to be yourself.
Absolutely.
Be you. Because if you can piss people off and you can make people laugh, then hey, you're being you. Because nobody's perfect.
So you put it beautifully, Nick. Now, recently, this is more recently, you started an Instagram Live, right?
Yes, I actually started an Instagram Live about 10 weeks ago.
That's right.
I actually finished my 10th episode last week. I decided to call it Messing with Messina, given Messina, just take out the A, put a G, so Messing with Messina. And like messing around, asking questions, talking to them. I figured, it was something that I always had on my mind to kind of like be like, a presenter, to support, and get local businesses, make people aware of local businesses, to support local businesses, local talent as well. Sometimes, people that have a certain page or they're doing a certain talent like artwork or whatnot, just basically go on with them on Friday nights and, for an hour, half an hour segments, I have 2 guests on. And that's it. I mean, I started it a while ago, during the pandemic, COVID, this whole, curfew stuff. So I figured, you know what, let's do something. Let's see what we can do, something creative. I was actually criticized by some people for copying them on doing these lives. But at the end of the day, everyone's doing lives. So like, get with the program. I mean, social media is what it is, and everyone does lives.
It's a free country, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody does lives, and it is what it is. I feel like whatever they bring, to the plate with their lives is great. It's fine. It's a good. It's a good platform. I also have, my own version of it. Whatever I bring to the plate, I think is interesting as well. Anyone who basically does a live nowadays, is kind of helping a lot of people get through this whole curfew point situation and pandemic as well, because we're all bored at home, or maybe not bored at home, depends on the situation. But I just felt that it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm doing it. How long will it last? I don't know. Right now, I'm having fun with it, and sometimes maybe I'll just go on live as freestyle, and invite my followers on with me and just shoot the shit.
Yeah. So, like I said, Nick, you've been a brand ambassador for countless times now throughout your career. But I want to know, what was your first experience as a brand ambassador?
You know what, Ange? That's actually a very good question, because I have advertised for many companies, many businesses throughout the island of Montreal. Some local, some of them not local, some of them in Toronto. Ontario and whatnot. I've even advertised for Italian vacations, believe it or not.
Really?
They offer merchandise from Italy, authentic merchandise from Italy. I've advertised for local companies, local stores, local businesses. But I honestly have one thing that I'm really, really honestly proud of.
Okay.
And I owe it to the boys and girls over at Cafe Chimo, which is a local Montreal roaster. They're on Lingerie Boulevard in Saint Leonard, which is the town where I grew up in. And they had approached me a few years back, and they said, "Hey, we'd love to work with you. We see what you're doing. You're doing great content. The company as well is Sicilian owned, and we came up with a few concepts, a few ideas. Getting my own roast. I even went in there, trying different types of coffee roast, coffee blends.
Wow.
And I would honestly say, I believe personally, one of my biggest accomplishments, other than everything I've done on social media, would be the fact that I have my own espresso roast. I love coffee. I love espresso. And partnering up with the boys and girls from Cafe Chimo, and actually seeing a bag in the store with your own logo, is something that I can't explain.
It warms your heart.
Oh man, you have no idea. It started from something so stupid, right? Because everything has got to start, at a certain point. You got to start somewhere. And what I did was, with this coffee, because there is a cause that's near and dear to my heart, and that's the Montreal Children's Hospital Foundation. Sorry, I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah.
And what I decided to do in partnering up with Cafe Chimo is to take part of the proceeds and donate them to this honorable cause, which I work there today.
Yeah.
And this started like a few years ago when I wasn't even remotely thinking of working in a hospital. And here I am finding myself donating to a cause that I work in every day, and I see firsthand where the money goes. And just this year, I believe in February, we donated $2,665 to the foundation. Combined, I did a combined with a GoFundMe as well as the coffee sales as well. So that's my brand ambassador, if you want to call, like, experience. That's gotta be top.
Sure.
And then obviously there's a few other other brand ambassador things, like even now recently I'm working with Pastene Canada. Another great company. I believe is Nonna's favorite brand. So that's pretty much it. But pretty much is.
So I have a question. Like, is it like a lot of companies that approach you, or you gotta go do like your research and go look? But is it like most of the companies they reach out to you?
So what happens is that people see your stories, people see your posts, they see, they kind of get in tune with the persona and the whole character of the person and whatnot. They see what you bring to the plate, and a lot of times they reach out to me. I'll be very honest. They reach out to me, and then I tell them, look, this is what it is. This is how it works. These are my criteria. If you like it, let's go ahead. If not, then hey, it is what it is. Sometimes I even have to refuse people because I believe that if it's something that I don't personally will use myself, then you're just lying to yourself, and you're lying to your viewers. You're lying to your followers. Because
that's what an influencer is, right? It's stuff that you use that you could say, look, I do this. It's awesome. You don't want to just lie to them and say, I use this hair growing thing or whatever.
In my opinion, yes. I'm not going to promote a hair growing product because I have hair, but I mean, no offense, but I'm just saying, but you get what I'm saying? And I believe that when you're honest about it, you're building credibility. Like, look, for example, I just recently advertised Obro Labs. They do like this, it's a hair volumizing powder, which I use right now, and I love it.
Yeah, I can see the bounce in your hair, bro.
Yeah, there's like a little bounce in the, and then what happened with them is that I reached out to them and I said, hey guys, I love your product. And they're like, well, who is this guy? Love your product. They saw my page, they turned around, and then I reached out to them just to say, great product. They reached out back to me again and say, hey, would you like to collaborate with us? Let's go.
Unbelievable. You see the opportunities. Wow.
If I like something, and I'll talk about even this bottle of water, Esca. I love Esca water. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to talk about Naya because I don't like Naya. You understand what I'm saying? And Naya has a weird taste. So anyway. But you get what I mean about being a brand ambassador. You have to be honest, and you have to like the product, because if you don't like it, forget it.
A lot of people, they just want free stuff. That's the problem.
Exactly.
So Nick, so you have the coffee. What other products do you offer? What other services do you offer?
You know what? I don't really offer any other products. I mean, I do have some they call it merch, if you want to call it. Like I have some T-shirts, I sell T-shirts. I have some cups, mugs that I made that I don't really advertise much because the mugs were like made, they were made like free base. Maybe they could be better quality, but it doesn't really matter. But I don't really offer much of a service. I mean, people, they reach out to me to promote their company, their business. Then hey, I offer that service.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. But in general, other than the coffee, really, that you can buy it and have it in your hand, that's pretty much it.
But branding is it's a big thing. And a lot of people talk about this 10K thing, getting 10,000 followers. But I want to ask you a question. Let me know if it's real or not, if this is correct or not. If you have 10,000 followers and it's people that engage, right? Let's just say, is that the beginning of your journey as an influencer? Because then you get the swipe up, get the credibility.
Yeah. So here's my take on that.
Okay.
You can be just as a good Instagram influencer, okay, and have 1,000 people, 1,000 actual people, behind their phone, looking at your content, as someone that has 10,000 followers, and maybe having half of them being actual people looking at their phone and looking at your content. So yes, in terms of Instagram, yes, 10,000, 10K, or the 10,000 followers is what makes it official in Instagram's eyes as you being an influencer with the whole swipe up and add a link and so on and so forth. But I believe it's irrelevant because, like I said, you could be just as a great influencer with 1,000 followers that you could be with 10,000 followers. It's irrelevant. And nowadays, guys, let's be very honest. Technology, modern technology, and all that other stuff has made it so that you can increase your following without really having a real audience.
And when you were starting, there wasn't much of this growth type of thing. You know what I mean? Now it's just crazy.
No. Back in the day when I started, it was very simple. It was Instagram. It wasn't even owned by Facebook, to be honest. Then Facebook bought Instagram. Now all of a sudden, it's all about growth. It's all about linking, and people, they link so many accounts to it. I have a TikTok video I'm going to post on Instagram, and I have a TikTok video I'm going to post on YouTube, and I have a YouTube video that I'm going to refresh and reformat.
It's about keeping people's eyes on the website.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Okay. And this is what it's all about. It's all about content creation. And, I believe content is, content, you have to have a balance, A certain amount of content has to come from you, and a certain amount of content has to come from everyday life. You know, and that's where you get your balance. But nowadays, forget it, man. You post something on Instagram, and because I have a business account, forget it. I can do a Facebook ad, right? I can pay $30 for, let's say, a week and have that post run as an ad, which isn't fake. It's not creating fake followers. It's just putting your video in certain areas to gain visibility.
That's right. So, Nick, I think it's time to hear from your most memorable comedy performance and also your worst. So start with your comedy performance. I think it was at LDV, right?
Yeah, the LDV, Leonardo da Vinci Center in St. Leonard on Lac-Radaire Boulevard. My first ever was when I opened up the show for Giuseppe DMC. 512 people, audience. Honestly, gotta say, went surprisingly very well. I had people backstage like Joe Cacchione, Pino Pirillo. I had that other guy, I forget his name.
Johnny?
Pardon?
Johnny? No.
Yeah, Johnny was there as well. But there's that other Italian guy, the Napolitan.
Guido Grasso?
Guido Grasso, yes. Yeah. And he was they were all backstage. And I could sense the tension in the room. Now, I don't know if they were like saying to themselves, "Well, this guy's gonna flop."
Yeah.
But when I got off the stage and I handed them over the mic, and I forgot who I gave the mic, they were looking at me, and they were like, kind of like, "Wow, where does this guy come from?" I actually said, "Wow, where did I come from? Where did that come from?" Because I actually said to myself, "Wow, that actually went pretty well. Like I can't complain." So that was really the first time that I can say memorable in terms of breaking the ice.
Okay.
But my most memorable one was actually when I had my own show back in November 2019, right before the whole, when they canceled Halloween. Remember, they canceled Halloween and stuff. I made a a joke about that. It was like really crazy. I was in a small room at the Leonardo da Vinci Center, about 140, 150 people. I had Vince Tedesco there, even from Toronto. He came on, he came down. There was Nick Fiasca there too as well, Snob Media. Giuseppe DMC obviously was the host. He actually opened the show for me this time. How crazy was that?
Interesting.
But I had my own show, and when I finished that show, I was like, wow, man, such a big weight off my shoulder. And I was very happy that it went very well, very proud of it. And it was just me, reliving my childhood years, making fun of my grandparents, basically. It is what it is.
And you know what, Nick? I'm going to tell you something. When you gave that microphone to whoever it was, they must have said, who is this guy and how did he do it? That's what they must have said.
You know what? I don't even know myself. I don't even know myself how I did it. I just did it, right? So those two moments were like probably the best. Okay. But the worst was when I did a comedy night with Pino Pirillo, and it was supposed to be Guido Grasso, but then he got replaced by Joe got killed. Okay. It was a Terry Fox Elementary School, and it was a comedy night. And man, did I ever blow that one like really bad.
Yeah, right.
The problem is that, and I'll tell you what it is that my comedy is very Sicilian, right?
Okay.
So what happens is that if you don't have many Sicilians in the hall, not everyone's going to understand what you're saying. So the problem, and what happened there is like, let's say out of 10 tables, there was 2 tables that were Italian/Sicilian, right? So the English people were like, wow, this guy is an idiot. The French people were like, qu'est-ce qu'il dit? C'est quoi ça? Exactly. And then the Italian/Sicilian table was kind of like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah,
Exactly. But then the problem is that, like, there's certain, like, for example, you'll say a joke, right? Mm-hmm. Certain people will find a certain joke funnier than others, and then other people will find another joke funnier than others. But in an audience where everyone understands, it balances out, right? Yeah. So if you have 20%, like 2 tables out of 10, that are like, some are laughing, some are not laughing, and I was like, what the hell? And boy, was I ever sweating. That
it was a disaster.
For me personally, I think it wasn't my best, but hey, that's.
But did everybody else do good, or they had the same problems?
I think in general, when you're doing comedy for a school, when there's principals and teachers, and there's certain, everyone has a sense of humor, right? But I believe that when you're catering to a certain audience, and it's not to take away from principals and teachers, but I feel that the context of comedy sometimes in certain contexts shouldn't be done in certain situations, and hey, I mean, I think in general the show went well, but for me, I sucked. I'll say it.
But you know what, Nick, though? It's funny because a lot of comedians, they tell me this. They tell me they have those, they go to these events or these galas, and it's just the crowd, tough crowd. You know what I mean? It happens a lot.
It happens. I'm telling you, it happens. This is why I'm talking about this whole comedy thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing like when you post stuff on Instagram, man.
Yeah.
Some, Tuesday you could be a superstar, and then come Thursday, Friday, you're like, people are like, what is that, bro? You don't post that. You don't do this. You don't, you get what I'm saying? So
there's always a reaction, good or bad. Like I saw someone like in the riots, like getting pushed down, and they're like, yeah, but why were you in the way of the police? Like, just so much contradictions you hear. When you upload something, Nick, you think it can either go really good, or it could go really bad, right? You could tell by the comments.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? It's always the stuff that I think sucks. Mm-hmm. That is the funniest.
Really?
Like a video that I didn't even talk in, for example, the lawnmower video.
Yeah.
Got like 30,000 views in not even like 4 hours. What? Back in the day, Montreal Blog used to share a lot of my stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Now Montreal Blog became political too, so I said, fuck it. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I mean, sometimes the things that you create that you think will not work end up working.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, don't give up. Just keep at it.
Yeah. So, Nick, how do you balance all these projects on social media with your family time?
Where am I? I'm home, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it is what it is. Like, and especially this last year, with this whole pandemic, I'm either home, at
Mhm.
work, or
Mhm.
on Instagram. So
Yeah.
yeah, the balancing isn't easy. I'm gonna be very honest. The whole balancing stuff isn't easy because, as much as you create your own content, then you have friends that say, "Hey, can you send me this, or can you do that, or can we do this?" Like I do a collaboration as well every once in a while with Insieme in Montreal.
Yeah.
Uh, another great page, another great Instagram page
For
here
sure. Yeah.
in
I love
Montreal,
it.
Italian
Yeah.
community page. So every once in a while I do a collab with them. Then sometimes I think of an idea and it's like, shit, before I forget this idea, let me put it on camera or let me
Yeah.
film it. And then I have like, tell my wife, I'm like, hey, can you film me or can you help me with this? Or sometimes I even have my daughters, filming me. Can we do something? Can we do this? And then what happens is that all the time you take filming something, you got to edit it, right?
Of course.
The words, the this, the that, the logo. So it's
So it's a
it's
family thing
very
then.
it's very hard.
Yeah.
But I'll have to admit, as much as the whole balance thing is kind of like out of whack sometimes, I gotta admit, like my family does back me up.
Yeah.
Some days it's just too much. Like some days, okay, enough already with this phone. You're always on your phone. You're always on your phone. What are you
Yeah.
doing on your phone? Because guys, everything I do is on my phone. Okay, I don't have this crazy
Editing system.
software app and Cosa de Hollywood. No, what Cosa de Hollywood? It's amateur. It's on the spur of the moment. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
do this. And I guess that's what's been for me. Maybe the winning recipe. I guess because I just keep it real, very amateur, and it hits close to home. But the balancing project is not. I'm telling you guys, it's not easy. But my family supports me to a certain extent
Mhm.
until I get annoying, right?
Yeah.
Once I get annoying, forget it.
Yeah.
Then they get mad, then I get mad, and then we have bloopers, then we have to start over again. But in general, I would say the balancing act so far has been not bad. And,
Yeah.
the pandemic and the whole quarantine thing kind of actually made things a bit easier because I'm always
Yeah.
home, right? But
So that's a good point though, Nick. Like you make it a family thing. Like, oh, if you can help me out. Like I'm doing a puppet show. My girlfriend said she'd help me make the puppets.
yeah,
So there you go. There you have an activity with your loved one.
I believe that as much as my Instagram page is me,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I believe that if your family supports what you do,
Hmm.
then there's no reason why you should stop, or there's no reason why you should give up, and that actually should be the fuel that ignites what keeps you going.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely agree.
I believe family is the most beautiful thing in the world, regardless of if your family is composed of you and your mom, or you and your dad, or family of four, family of five, family of six. It's the
Mhm.
most beautiful thing in the world. So at the end of the day, if the support is there from the family, then hey, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Nick, which comedian inspires you and why?
I would say probably there's three comedians that inspire me. The first one being Jim Carrey. A lot of people tell me that some of my facial expressions are a bit like his type of thing.
Okay.
The other one is I have to say is Sebastian Maniscalco and Joe Avati.
Good
Like,
ones. Good ones. Very good
yeah,
ones.
big time. Like Sebastian Maniscalco with the whole family stuff and family anecdotes and the way he presents it on stage and these expressions, something that I kind of can relate to.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously Joe Avati, which is very to the point, serious, the way he presents it, and even his expressions too, very old school, the
Oh
mannerisms as
yeah.
well. Yeah, and
So he's one
yeah,
of the old school comedians that there still is.
Joe Avati was one of the first comedians I actually paid to go and see. I
Wow.
said I have to because
In Australia?
no, not in Australia.
Oh,
Okay, I
okay.
wish, my God, in Australia. I've never even been to Italy, to be honest. So yeah,
Wow.
but
Okay.
Joe Avati, I used to see his stuff on YouTube. I used to hear it, hear his stuff basically on,
Yeah.
on the internet. And then
Mhm.
when he came to Montreal, I said I gotta go see this guy.
And he was like my parents were always talking about this Joe Avati, Joe Avati. Like it was a popular thing for the older generation.
I believe Joe Avati was the pioneer for kind of getting the Italian comedy thing out. In
Yeah.
my opinion, Joe Avati for me was big. Something a little bit more local, I would probably say, I forget his name. Joe Gacchione.
Okay.
Joe Gacchione, I would think, something more local, very funny as well.
Pioneer in Montreal for sure.
Yeah, he's in Montreal, and he's actually a principal. And then the other guy is obviously Sebastian Maniscalco, very modern day and age.
People love this guy. I hear everybody talking about this Maniscalco guy.
Yeah, he's funny. His expressions is funny, and look at him, comedian. He made it to the big screen.
Podcast.
There you go. He's an actor as well. So yeah. You never know who's gonna see your stuff one day and say, "Hey, I want that guy" or "I want that girl."
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Fortnite King said Kevin Hart inspires him.
Kevin Hart.
Oh my God. So, Nick, what are the key qualities that make a successful Instagram influencer?
Key qualities. First and foremost, be real. Be yourself. Be real. Yeah, be yourself. Consistency. Very, very important. And consistency doesn't mean you gotta post every day. Like I don't post posts every day. I know that the stories have been a bit through the roof lately, but consistency is very important. Okay, if you're gonna post, every 2-3 days, every maybe 4 or 5 days, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't have to be a job. Instagram shouldn't be a job. It should be something that comes naturally, something that you feel comfortable doing. But in order to be, influencer, if you want to use that word, I guess we're using that word, is just basically being real, being true to yourself, being real. Like this whole stuff of, yes, Sicilian de Montreal is a persona, is a character, but behind that character, there's a person. It's me. It's real. Like we're talking. This is me. We're having a conversation. Sometimes I'll post on my stories about stuff that affects me, stuff that that bugs me, stuff that makes me happy. So at the end of the day, if you can reach out to your audience and to the people that listen to your stuff every day, and they can relate to that, then at the end of the day, I mean.
Fortnite King said, if you're posting videos 2 to 3 days and they're entertaining, I would watch your videos. So he's saying it doesn't matter how many videos you put out. If they're entertaining, go watch them. That's an interesting comment.
The thing is that, you could post, people could post every day, right? Yeah. But in order for you to know if they're entertaining, you have to kind of take a look at them, right? But if they're not entertaining, then forget it. No one's gonna view them, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a reason to watch. There's got to be a bit of enticement.
Yeah. Exactly. So even if you post one video a week, let's say you post one video a week, which I believe already that on its own is a lot, right?
Yeah, it's good.
But if it's not entertaining, then it doesn't matter how many times you post because no one's gonna watch your stuff anyway, right?
Yeah.
and hey, do I have videos that were better than others? Yeah, definitely. We all do. But at the end of the day, it's all about the averages and all of the consistencies.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So Nick, do you have any upcoming projects in the tunnel, down the line?
The last time I checked in the tunnel, I ain't see no light at the end of the tunnel for now. We're still in the dark. Nothing is in the box. I have nothing planned. There's no upcoming projects. The stuff I'm doing right now, basically, doing my thing on Instagram, working with, some local businesses, some local promos coming soon. I mean, that's upcoming projects if you want. Then there's also Bignos, proud partner of Bignos as well. Bignos Alashte, keeping the tradition alive.
Shout out to Bignos.
Yeah, shout out to Bignos, to Stefano.
Where is it? JJ Jubair, right? The street?
Yeah, 1199 JJ Jubair in RDP. I believe also that's one of my, big projects in terms of, partnerships. Yes, I am a partner at Bignos. So when people, they say, why do you post and promote Bignos so much? It's because I'm a partner. I'm a proud partner. Yeah. And like I said, these are part of some of the projects that I have, if you're talking about my coffee, my content creation, my videos, my partnership over at Bignos Alashta as well. But other than that, I mean, just promoting local companies, local businesses, when they reach out, and at the end of the day, what's good for them has to be good for me too as well.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. You know, I have my Messing with Messina podcast. I got another 2 guests coming up this Friday.
Who are the guests, Nick?
The guests, actually, it's a husband and wife. So it's Nadia Fati and Thomas Schuler. So Nadia Fati, you know, is a person that she does like a Arbonne independent representative, and her husband, who is the owner of Cardomania here in Montreal.
Interesting. Guys, if you want to watch Nick and Messing with Messina, the live, every Friday night at 8 o'clock, I believe?
Yeah, I do it every Friday night. I do it at 8 o'clock. You know, you get more viewers at 8 o'clock depending on the curfew situation.
Yeah, that's what they say. 8 o'clock is like prime time, man, when it comes to like Instagram lives and stuff like that.
I know. I chose 8 o'clock because it gives me a time to, you know, spend some time at home with the family, with the kids, you know, have supper, you know, between 6 and 7. Normally people have supper. And then after that, you know, it gives me an hour to unwind, get myself ready, prepare my questions, and, you know, do the live at 8 o'clock. But I mean, right now, the Messing with Messina is something that, you know, has been running for like 10 weeks. It's going to be the 11th week this week. And then we'll go from there. We'll see what we'll see where it takes us. I mean, you know, you have to have fun with it, you know, and that's pretty much it.
Mega shout out to Brandon Santilli. He put up Nick's Instagram, guys. It's Siciliano di Montreal. Brandon, it's right there. Yeah,
Brandon Santilli is the young promoter, I would say. Every time there's an event going on, he's always promoting, posting stuff on his Instagram page. So shout out to Brandon Santilli. A big thank you. I actually met him. I met him a few days ago at a local bakery here in RDP at Amaretti Bakery.
Okay, interesting.
Funny, the father noticed me, who I was, and he says, "Hey," he goes, "You Nick Messina?" I'm like, "Yeah," you know, wearing our mask and everything. He goes, I have one of your biggest fans in the car." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You know Brandon Santilli?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "He's in the car." I go, "Okay, call him, bring it in." So we took a picture, you know. It's always nice when people in the community reach out and say hi. It's very, very humbling, I gotta admit. And I mean,
Fortnite King said something interesting. He said, "You want an audience outside of Montreal if you want to expand your viewership." It's absolutely correct. What do you think about that, Nick?
Honestly, he is 100% correct. And I got a quote unquote. My wife as well mentioned that to me this past month, saying, you know, sometimes you got to get out of your bubble. You know, get out of your bubble. Enough already with all this Montreal. But at the end of the day, like, I am Sicilian di Montreal. I am proud of who I am. I am proud of where I live. I'm proud of you know, being an Italo-Canadian here in Montreal. But she's absolutely right. And the question is very relevant because if you want to expand, you got to sometimes think outside of the bubble, which is very, very normal. And he's absolutely right.
He said, "You know, you're known when you have security to go outside." It's true.
You know what? I strongly believe that if I have to go outside and have to have security around me, then I'd be really annoyed. Like, that would be probably annoying. But hey, guys, look, it is what it is. Sicilian di Montreal is something that I started. I'm very proud of it. And who knows? Who knows where it's going to take me or where it's going to end? Who knows? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, we're all set on Instagram. I click on someone's profile, hit message, and it says the person requested to message, but there's no message, and it doesn't show on my message request. Glitch or legit?
It could be a glitch.
Yeah?
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody who messages someone on an account goes somewhere, goes in an inbox.
Okay.
I have a business account, so I have my primary messages, I have my general messages, and I have message requests. So yes, even if you don't follow me or whatnot, the message goes somewhere. So in my case, it goes in message requests. Sometimes I see them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I choose not to see them. So yeah, but the message goes somewhere. There's no glitch.
Is it a public profile you have? Because I don't remember. Is it private or public?
No, of course not. My profile is very public. Anyone can follow me. Anyone can message me. It's also a business kind of page.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because I don't understand. There's some people that are like entertainers and they have private accounts. Like, what's the story with that? I don't get it.
Here's the thing with being an entertainer and having a private account. Some people want to keep their circle small. Okay. Some people want to filter who's following them.
Makes sense. Stalkers, stuff like that.
Yeah, and some people actually do it on purpose.
Yeah, because let's say they did a nice show a nice looking woman did a nice show, and then she wants people to follow her, put it on private to see more, right?
Now, what happens is this: is that Mikey from you remember Zia Michelin, God rest her soul.
Yeah, Gia Michelin. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
Mikey from New York, another guy who really influenced me on my Instagram page a lot, who's really helped me a lot. So a big hello to official Italians, which is
Yeah.
the new name of his page, Zia Michelin and Mikey.
Mhm.
He had told me once, he says, Nico, he goes, put your page private for about 4 or 5 hours. He goes, then go look at how many people request to follow you. It's crazy. Because
Yeah,
what
right.
happens is that by you going private, people talk, you create a hype, and people turn around and say, oh, I can't see his stuff. Oh, but you have to request. Oh, I can't see his stuff. Oh, but you have to request. You can't see his stuff. Oh, I have to request. Because what happens is that then after you go back, you gain your followers goes up. And another thing is that nowadays,
Yeah,
people just want to see your shit and they don't want to follow you.
yeah, I know.
So I strongly believe that I would have way more followers than I have now. It's because people just choose not to follow me.
Wow.
You
Just
get
out
it?
of jealousy, maybe some people are even lazy. Like, people that are like really old school, you tell them push that follow button. Like, you literally have to take their phone and press the follow button.
But you know what? That's something that I won't do. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna tell people follow me, please, or like my stuff, or comment or share. I mean, yes, there's a few accounts that I do share my stuff in. I share them. They share mine. I share theirs, which I believe is fair.
Yeah.
We help each other out, which is great. I mean, you have to have a good circle. If not, then what's the point? But I'm not that kind of person. I don't know. I have a hard time with that. I mean, either you like my stuff or you don't. But hey, you saw it, right? So if you saw it, then hey, my content is out there, and that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah. So you wanted to have this social media rant. What do you have to say about social media in 2021, Nick?
everybody wants to grow quickly. Everybody today became a social media influencer. Everybody today became a chef. Everybody today became a cook. Everybody today makes cookies. Everybody today is doing an online business. And guess what? It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine, because in the times we're living, if you have a hidden talent that nobody knew about, well, guess what? Social media is your way to get it out there. Okay. The problem with social media is that everybody wants to be known quickly.
Yeah.
Guys, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to happen, in a month, 2 months, 3 months. It takes time. It takes years. It takes dedication. You got to really be focused and being in it. It takes time, guys. Like, that's the problem with social media today. Everybody wants to be at 10K. Like we were talking about.
So they get that swipe up and.
Like, come on, guys. Seriously, it ain't gonna happen. I mean,
Nick, you know what it is? We were talking about jealousy and stuff. At the end of the day, they want to say that they caught up to you. But that's not how it works, right? Yeah. That's not how it works, because, like I said, first of all, I want to say something. Like, if you had 15,000 followers before the pandemic, well, guess what? It's like the hockey cards. Actually, I have a hockey card right here. The hockey cards blew up, right? Why? Because people are at home. They need things to do. They have extra money. They buy hockey cards. That's why the market went up. Exactly. With social media, it's the same thing. You're home. You need entertainment. There's an unlimited amount of entertainment.
You know what, guys? Honestly, I think just in the pandemic alone, during the whole quarantine, like the real quarantine, I was at like 17, 18,000 followers. I shot up to like 20,000 followers. It made no sense. And I think it was all the content I was creating, the whole, being at home with your wife, Italian, Sicilian stereotypes, and I think like the whole wife driving the husband nuts, and the whole thing of the husband driving the wife nuts was kind of the big thing on social media during the quarantine. And that's what helped, give us that boost, that visibility. And then obviously it was all the stupid things I would do, all the, I did a mask with a woman's tampon, and, wearing a mask with underwear. It was like stupid, funny things that people say, oh my God, this guy is crazy, And I guess that's what helped get the visibility out. But social media in 2021, guys, everybody's rushing. Everybody, oh yeah, I mean, hurry up, man! I want to get here. I want to do this. I want to get to this.
And I want to be an actor, or this or that. I mean,
it's guys, it's consistency, and it's being, you gotta be regular. You gotta keep at it, or else forget about it. It's not as easy as people think. And then obviously there's the other side of it, where nowadays, obviously with modern technology, you get on this platform or whatnot. I get tons of emails every week. Grow your Instagram. Grow your Instagram.
I know
IG
all the time.
followers.
Fiverr or whatever.
Delete. And my problem is that I have my actual email address on my account. So whoever sees, sends you email. Nowadays, what, you want to get 5,000 followers? Yeah, it's going to cost you X amount. And all of a sudden, you have people from India following you, people from China following you. Like, no offense, but
yeah, but
no shit. Who the fuck knows you? I'm sorry to swear.
The point is, if you're reaching out to like a random person, God knows where in the world, they're not going to be interested in what you're doing. So even if they're part of your 10,000 followers, at the end of the day, are they going to watch your stuff? No.
And a very good example. Sorry to cut you. You have 10,000 followers. You post a story or you post a video. Okay. You have 25 likes and 2 comments. Does that make sense?
You're saying it exactly the way it is, and things have been changing now with TikTok, Instagram Reels, shorter and shorter content. Which to me, it's probably for a YouTuber and people that do lives and stuff like that. It's like you look at it like it's not a threat, because at the end of the day, you're gonna keep doing what you're gonna do.
It got easier.
It's a nuisance, you look at it.
But it got easier.
Yeah,
you get it. Back in the day, I was posting 30-second videos, and I was mad. Why only 30 seconds? Why can't I do a minute? Why can't I do 2 minutes? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is what, like, you see, what pissed me off back in the day for not having enough time to get your point across. Yeah. Now TikTok, turn around, 15 seconds, boom, you're done.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, and changing the dynamics and everything. But stay true to yourself. Post something that you like to do. Don't do it for the wrong reasons.
Definitely, and comedy is telling a story. So you need at least a good 2-3 minutes to tell a story. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Ange, is that your brother? No, it's not my brother. Okay. No, seriously, Nick, please, I need answers. I want to know if you experienced the same of my previous message. What? Maybe he might be DMing you, Nick. It's possible. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
You're probably gonna have DMs.
I'm connected live here with Ange. So
yeah, exactly. Is there anything else you want to add about social media? You want to let off your chest?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody is responsible for the content that they put out.
Yeah.
Everybody is responsible for the person that they want to portray on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And just remember, you're going to have people that are going to like it, people that are going to not like it, and people that are going to downright hate it, right? Mm-hmm. So if I can honestly say, if someone inspires you to do what you want to do, great. People inspire me sometimes to do what I want to do. That's great as well. But there's nothing wrong with speaking your mind. There's nothing wrong with trying to get your point across. And at the end of the day, you'll have people that are going to agree with you, and you're going to have people that are going to disagree with you. But it's how you accept and assimilate or dissimilate the way people are going to disagree with you is what's going to build your credibility on Instagram. You know what I mean? Wow. So if you can't take any criticism, at the end of the day, don't be on social media, because that's what it's called, social media.
Yeah, right? You got to be a social person. It's going to help you. If you're a social person, it's going to help you much more than if you're just like, okay, everybody come to me. You know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, there's this thing called networking, right, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Networking. And there's people that are going to like I said, they're going to either latch on to your network or not latch on to your network. You know what I mean? And nowadays it's not about who you know, it's who you follow. Hey, you follow him. Yeah, I follow him. Hey, yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you don't follow this guy. What's wrong with you? You unfollowed, and then they have an app to see if you unfollowed them. Get out of here.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's like, if you're going to start analyzing every little thing about social media, get off social media, right? Just do it. Yeah. Like, look, even me, for example, I expose myself. Yeah. I post my family. I post my kids. I allow a total stranger into my home. I allow a total stranger into my life. And I would like to think that by doing that, if I can bring some happiness to someone, then my job is done. And there's people that are gonna see that and they're gonna say, "Wow, what a nice guy! Oh, look, he's cooking again. Oh, what a nice this, what a nice that." Yeah, I get it. At the end of the day, you know, I am who I am, and then there's people that are gonna turn around and say, "Oh, look, he has this type of car, or he has this type of food, or he's eating that." It's nice, being on social media. You like getting free stuff, hey? Like, at the end of the day, guys, this is what it is. This is what I do, and I'd like to believe that there is good people left in this world. You know, I'd like to believe that, but you know, you're always gonna have pricks. You're always gonna have assholes out there. You're always gonna have jealous people out there. I get it. There's stuff that aggravates me too. Sometimes when I see stuff, I get aggravated. But that's what makes us us. You know?
Yeah, that's it. Listen, Nick, it's been amazing with you tonight. I'm really happy you came, and we had an amazing. This is a way better conversation that we have like in the cafeteria and everything. You know.
Yeah.
So
this is
like
what
I
it's all
said,
about. One-on-one. Thank you, Angelo.
No problem.
Thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
I'm happy we had your questions are bang on, man. I love them.
Thank you. Guys, don't forget, follow Nick Messina at Siciliano di Montreal. It's in the description. You got to give this guy a follow. You know when they say he's worth a follow? That's Nick Messina, guys, for you. The guy's amazing. It's right there. It's on the screen right now at the bottom, at Siciliano di Montreal.
Yeah.
Go and follow him, guys. I want to thank Nick again for coming.
Thanks,
I understand
really
that your time
it.
is really precious. So
the pressure's on now. I got to create more content, you see?
Time is ticking. I have ideas that I thought of today that I go, shit, after this, I gotta, like jot it down and fix things and stuff like that.
DM me, or DM me your ideas, or you too. When you have an idea, right away, write it down.
That's it. And guys, don't forget, if you have an idea, keep it to yourself, guys. Okay? Seriously, if you have a really good idea, like don't say, I'm gonna have this guy, whatever, and then the next week he's gonna have him on, you know? Keep it to yourself, guys. I'm telling you.
I could already think of one person that's gonna DM you to be on your show soon.
Okay, guys. Oh, Maron. Okay, guys. Like I said, thank you for coming. What's it called? Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow we are having Sabrina Arcaro Montreal. She is a fashion designer, an amazing person. She was here tonight, so I hope you guys are excited for that tomorrow. And then Monday, guys, you're gonna see us on the day show. So we're gonna do the speed round, what do you call it? Power play. We're gonna have topics, boom, 3 minutes.
Beautiful.
And we do that. And guys, like I said, for those of you that came, thank you very much. And for those of you that are watching the replay, you guys are equally as important.
Definitely.
So I salute you guys as well.
A big shout out to everyone that didn't want to tune in, but they're still tuning in. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight. Thank you for everyone who's watching this live, if you want to call it, or not live. And I want to say, Ange, all the best to you, brother. Much continued success. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Whatever makes you happy and whatever makes you feel good about yourself, man. That's the name of the game. Exactly. Do it. Knock it out of the park.
I do this because I love to do it.
And thank you again for having me on, and I appreciate all your thoughts and your kind words, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, Nick. All right, guys. Buonasera. Good night. How do you say it in Sicilian?
Well, if it's the day, I say buongiorno a tutti, ciao. At night, I say buonanotte a tutti, ciao.
There you go. Buonanotte a tutti, guys.
Buonanotte a tutti.
All right, guys. Take care. Me and Nick are signing out, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.